wanted to talk about a time when I was in therapy. It was a year ago. It was actually a year ago, because it was last November. I think it was October through December of last year. So I went to therapy for about 3 months. It may have been a little less, but that's what I remember. I know I ended it at the end of the year because the woman was leaving the therapy practice or whatever. And I just opted to not go. I could have switched to another therapist, but I just opted not to at that point. She was great. I loved her. I liked her a lot. Young Caucasian woman. I mean, she was young, I feel like, I don't know, 24, somewhere between 24 and 28, somewhere in there. Of course, she had her master's and all. LSW? Anyway, but she was young. She was very young. And, me being a grown woman with grown woman experiences, the reason I just opted to leave was because, first of all, after talking to me for a couple times, or I don't know, 2 or 3 times, she basically told me she didn't feel like I needed therapy. She was like, you can come, but I don't think that you have any major psychological problems that, therapy is going to help. I don't think you have any major issues here. And no shade to anybody that is in therapy or needs therapy. I think it's a great thing to do. I may go back at some point in my life, but not now. Not now. I don't feel like now. I don't feel like I need it now. Excuse me. So yeah, so I would go, and in the beginning, I really didn't. I guess I had never been to therapy before, so I didn't really. Not to say I didn't understand it, but I guess I didn't get it, because I would go and sit on the couch, and she would say, "How was your week?" And I would say, "Oh, it was good. How was yours?" And she would be like, "This is about you." And I would be like, "Well, I feel so selfish. Not saying how was your week." But then I caught on that this was about me. And, she wasn't being rude or anything. But, so I would talk about myself and, my life. And it was great, because I've never had anybody just sit and listen to me for an hour. Or it was a little less than an hour. But, I just never had anybody to do that. And not my girlfriends. I mean, sure, I talked to my girlfriends, but I would talk about my stuff. They would talk about their stuff. And that was our therapy. But yeah, so she just listened, and then she would give input, wherever needed or whatever. But what kind of started getting weird with her, again, she was very nice. I really liked her a lot as a person. But one day she asked me a question about, I forget how it was, worded or how it was framed or whatever. Just about my Black experience as a person of color. And where she was going with it was, was that contributing to whatever we were talking about at the time? She just asked the question, like, was, you know, and, you know, I answered. I was like, I don't know how I answered it. I don't remember the subject we were talking about. And so then it kind of opened the door for a conversation about being black. And she brought out, as a Caucasian woman, she brought out me being fair skinned and black. And again, this wasn't like major, you know, major conversation. This just was brought up during our session. And so, you know, we would talk about that every now and then, you know, from that point on. And then, I almost felt like I was her, I don't know, not to say she didn't have any black friends or anything like that. I mean, I don't know what she had, but she was fascinated by my life, which I thought was kind of odd. I mean, my life is what it is, you know, but she was fascinated by it. And the whole me being black conversation, it got even more fascinating for her. And I'm sitting there like on the couch, like, I've been black all my life. I'm going to be black the rest of my life. You know, like, for me, it's just what I am, you know, who I am. But for her, it was fascinating. And so because of that, she was just like, tell me more, you know, like, I mean, she didn't say that, but that was her energy. And I was just kind of like, girl, hey, you're going to need to read a Toni Morrison book or something to get yourself caught up on the black experience. Like, I am not here to spend my therapy session catching you up. That is not what I'm here for. Like, I mean, even though, you know, my insurance covered the session, I still paid a $20 copay. And I went every single week. So if it's a 4-week month, I'm paying $80 a month. If it's a 5-week month, I'm paying $100 a month for this therapy session to catch you up on the black experience. No. So like I said, once she let me know that she was leaving the practice, or whatever it's called, I was like, yeah, I'm good. And like I said, you know, early on in our sessions, she told me she didn't feel like that I needed therapy. Like, I guess she's seen, you know, even though, again, this was a young woman, so I don't know how many clients she could have seen at this point. But from her estimate of, you know, whatever, she had seen enough to know that you don't really need therapy. Like, there's nothing major here. But I just wanted to share that. It was an interesting time of my life. The only time I've had true therapy. Like I said, when me and my girlfriends get together and we just go deep into our lives, I feel like that's a form of therapy. But this is with truly someone that is trained in this field, so they may have a different insight than we do. But anyway, that was my therapy experience. Like I said, if at some point in my life I feel my life is not on track, I'll go back. Oh, and one thing she did encourage me, and every week she would encourage me to do this, is to journal. And I used to journal years ago, and I kind of put it down. I just didn't take the time to do it, but I love journaling. I always get insight on my life and what I'm doing, and if I'm stuck or if I have a dilemma, I always get I feel like I have a breakthrough, or I have like clarity after journaling. So that it did inspire me or encourage me to go back to journaling, which I have. I mean, not quite on a regular, but I do journal again. So that was definitely a positive from it. But anyway, if you're thinking about getting therapy, I don't know. Give it a try. I don't know why the glare is so bad this morning. Give it a try. It's pretty good. All right. And don't forget to like, comment below.